Okay, wonderful.
So,
Well,
yes,
I am, go
yeah,
ahead.
yeah. I would like to give a brief introduction of yours. After that, you can start your presentation. So,
Thank you.
ladies and gentlemen, it is a privilege to introduce our esteemed speaker for today, Ingo Andress, a global leadership advisor and best selling Amazon International co author of Global Conscious Entrepreneurs. Ingo brings a unique perspective to the stage, leveraging her intuitive understanding of metaphysical dimensions. She provides insights into 5D universal leadership, envisioning a world where the vibration of 300 million people is elevated to a higher consciousness, fostering real solutions for global restoration and sustainability. Ingus spans professional athletes, successful business entrepreneurs, Grammy nominee musicians, government officials, and national and international leaders. Known for her passion in creating enlightened individuals globally, she exemplifies her teachings by daily walking the path that the Spirit reveals to her, finding bliss in this sacred journey. So please join in extending a warm welcome to the inspirational Inger Andres. So great introduction. So Inger, the stage is all yours. Good luck.
Thank you. Oh, wonderful to be here. And I always enjoy, Melinda, being here with the Global Leadership Summits that you put on for 2024 here. And as a Global Leadership Advisor of my business, Kaizen Solutions, I'm just very honored that you would also invite me to this. And so we are, one of the things I have not, it's a little off script, but I think it's important to understand a person's background a little bit. Besides what you just mentioned, I am back in the 1970s when there was hardly any sports and athletics for females available. Pre-Title IX is what we call it here in the United States. I actually played on boys' teams and was then also part of the leadership team of the captain of the soccer teams, football, I guess you say, over in Europe. And so being on that team throughout high school, and then being a scholarship, receiving scholarship for playing a Division I national soccer, and then also playing in the national championship game was part of my background. And raising 5 children as well. So, I mean, it's been a very well-rounded background of my life, and understanding. I also then had an out-of-body experience. I won't go into how it happened, but it was an incredible amount of love that I thought of receiving. And so with that out-of-body experience in my life when I was younger, I've been wanting to have and share ever since, for the world to understand what that love is and that dimensional bliss that can be attained by everyone. Everyone is afforded to enter into that. And so how do we come to an awareness as leaders trying to especially help a time of high volatility within the world? How do we live that? How do we actually display that? How do we encourage our teams that we're leading to actually enter into that in a daily way? So I call that quantum leadership or 5D leadership. So today, ladies and gentlemen, we are embarking on a transformative journey in this ever-evolving landscape. So these paradigms are shifting. It's lovely that people are becoming more globally conscious in their decision-making, more aware. But not only are we here to empower women to live this, but also understanding that it's by influence. Influence is by actually being it. that can shape this dynamic future. So in the realm of empowering women, quantum leadership urges us to view leadership as a collaborative, very much humanistic mindset that values vulnerability, actually, adaptability, inclusivity, and not pushing aside that feminine aspect. And whether you're male or female, there is a feminine aspect, just as in yin and yang, that is part of balancing, being when you come to the table for negotiations, when you come to the table in making big decisions, allowing your intuition to be a part of that is not something to be poo-pooed or pushed aside. So as we delve into this quantum leadership framework, we discover the tapestry of interconnectedness and influencing for the next generation of leaders. And so this is all part of breaking down the traditional silos of isolation and fostering a collaborative ecosystems if we really want to influence the whole bigger projects and bigger realms in the world. So just as quantum particles exhibit entanglement, leaders and organizations must forge interconnected relationships. Collaboration becomes the cornerstone of successful, bigger global projects. And by dismantling those ways of thinking that feels competitive and and those old paradigms of keeping secrets and not really working together, that needs to be thrown out, and instead fostering cross-functional partnerships. We create an environment where the unique strengths of each individual, regardless of gender, regardless of culture, start to contribute together in a collective success. So let's just break this concept down to the granular level. Quantum physics tells us that everything is energy and that we are all vibrating at different frequencies. Quantum cosmology says that your thoughts can change the vibrations of your energetic fields and magnetically attract other similar frequencies to vibrate to you. No one else can think for you, but when you make time to enter this consciousness, you connect with the universal mind, which then allows you to tap into the now, the present moment, to create whatever you can imagine. Sometimes the perfection in us, who is constantly thinking about everything down the road or trying to plan out and map out and control everything, actually can rob us of our present moment and can keep us from truly understanding what the wisdom is in the present moment. So with self-compassion, it is important to kind of drop in. Does it mean that I'm constantly in this state of mind? No, but it's being aware so that throughout the day, moments of catching, of being aware, am I present right now, or am I leaving this present moment? So with that self-compassion in a mindful way, really trying to drop in and have those moments of self-contemplation so that we can choose wisely where to spend our energy. That, my friend, is how we start to raise our vibration, experience joy, and have then more clarity and wisdom that will ripple out around you. So please remember, again, I'm sure you've heard this, where the mind goes, energy flows. So really keeping our mindfulness in check. The second thing that helps us understand quantum leadership is how we connect with our sacred intuition. And so your essence that you can enter into the realm of intuition is similar to, even, I don't know if any of you follow feng shui, but that is, I'm also a feng shui master. And part of every year is clearing the home of items that no longer serve myself. And so this is a similar concept in our mind and in our brains and in our bodies, is clearing out this baggage, this extra, these thoughts that are worrisome or are burdensome, that clutters the home of our mind. We need to take time and make time to clear that out, to allow the universal life force energy to flow and bring harmony into our thinking. So clearing the space in your mind, an energetic field, is actually the best way that you can open up and connect to your essence and allow what actually is wanting to come through to you without any effort. That's where you will receive guidance, and your body and mind harmoniously will gain wisdom to be able to then, in your influence of just being, have the wisdom to make those decisions in that moment. So making that time to create space. Sometimes people will do qigong, tai chi, even cooking, walking in nature, gardening, breath work, painting, yoga, some sort of prayer, meditative zone that allows you to empty and clear the clutter of your mind. That allows you to teleport more directly to guide you to these states of being. And with that, then you are able to not only humanize negotiations that bring cooperation together, but you then will enter into this peaceful state that allows you to have that clarity of thinking. There truly is no limit scientifically to what you can do when you connect with your essence and transmute your thoughts to a higher vibration understanding of consciousness that helps create intentional agreements with global organizations for the well-being of all. In our exploration of quantum women, of guiding women by influencing this next generation of quantum leadership, we also need to understand that we are entering into very complex terrain called VUCA leadership, VUCA. The V stands for volatility, the U for uncertainty, complexity is the C, and A stands for ambiguity. So let's go through these. Volatility. So this is the type of leadership that can actually handle this kind of circumstance, all right? So as you know, so much tension in the world, and for us to learn how to handle tension in the workplace as well. So volatility, V, reminds us that change is not just constant, but can be rapid and unpredictable. Our influence as leaders, especially women, must be agile, adaptable, being able to swiftly evolve depending on what's happening around you in the landscape of the workplace. It's about turning volatility into an opportunity for innovation and growth. Uncertainty, the U in VUCA, is the inherent part of our reality. As influencers for next generation quantum leadership, we must embrace uncertainty, not as a barrier, but embrace it as a canvas for creativity. Our influence becomes a compass, providing direction even in the face of the unknown. And then C, it stands for complexity. It signifies the intricate interplay of factors in our global landscape, meaning that as complexities unravel, you are able to calmly find that simplicity in chaos, that peace, that guiding, intuitive women and men to lead with clarity amidst intricate webs of challenges. And then finally, A, ambiguity, acknowledges the lack of clear answers in certain situations. We've all been in those situations where there's just an overwhelming uncertainty and ambiguity. And our role as influencers is to cultivate resilience, a mindset that thrives and doesn't get fearful of that. Instead, and not wallowing in self-pity, not thinking that, oh, why is this happening to me? I'm a victim. None of that. It really is preparing when we have those times that we clear our mind and we center and we have those daily practices of whatever that is for yourself, of meditation. It allows us to see that the universe is working for us and that there's a reason for that, and that makes us turn the situation. Instead of a half glass empty, it's a half glass full, right? where we have the opportunity to think creatively and figure out that this is a canvas for us as an opportunity to paint something innovative. So that's the influence that you can have on your teams and your workplace. And so that's why it's so vital that we take the time daily to be in that zone for us. So as we empower women for the challenges of this future and embracing these VUCA principalities, we become poised, resilient, wise, being able to hear the subtleties in the situation that need some adaptability and understanding in deeper capacities. So, especially when we're entering into the field and new dimensions of artificial intelligence, being able to be quick on our feet, to understand what's important in the situation, to see it from a humanistic point that not necessarily the AI can see, that is entering the flow state of 5D leadership. And so you can live, breathe in a very confident air, even amidst things that seem to be changing all the time. And so drawing your strength and trust for the inner oracle inside you is what we're talking about. So our exploration today continues by recognizing not only the state of women in leadership, the current state, but also understanding your influence. And that, again, I just want to distinguish the influence is you just being you and being able to live in a state that is practicing this type of flow within your life, inspiring change, inspiring those by paving the way, by being. We all know that children watch what we do much more than what we say. So our teams watch us, what we do versus just what we say. So there are two examples of influencing within the feminine spirit that I just want to share today. The first one is an amazing story about a global woman leader who headed up the World Hunger Project, and her name is Lynn Twist. She also founded the Transformational Leadership Council years ago to keep leaders engaged in their own transformation. She wrote the book, The Soul of Money. Maybe many of you have read that, where Lynn shares a beautiful story that is located in the western side of Africa in the Sahel Desert. And she was working on this hunger project. And when she arrived, the chief of the village communicated that water was very scarce, not only for them, but for 16 other villages as well, and was becoming a serious problem. After meeting with the men of the village in a circle, the custom was for women to not speak in this village in these situations. So after that, Lynn felt in the subtleties of her leadership an importance to want to gather and meet with the women separately after this. And so she did that. She asked for then the women leaders in the village and requested that they would meet and sit in a circle. And these women explained to Lynn how it was clear to them in their visions that there was an underground lake beneath the desert, and that during their times of deep meditation and making that a priority in their life, they could feel it, and they knew there was this large lake of water, and they had seen it during their sacred practices. But due to customary ways, women at that village were not permitted to do manual labor of digging, and the men in the village did not believe that the water was there. So this caused a bit of a disagreement. But after hearing the strength and convincing vitality of these women, Lynn, who was in a position to be able to bring people in to help, she actually felt the collective energy and commitment to encourage the village to do the digging, and then she would bring labor help to actually help that out. So she spoke with the men, and they agreed for labor to come in and help with this. So sure enough, the village reached an underground lake of their visions. And not only did they find water, but it was much more than they thought that there was, and was actually able to install many pump systems. And that now is serving all 17 villages. I just love this story because it is now, when you go back to these villages, they are flourishing. The women have gained respect with their intuition and asked to join the village leadership council. And so this is giving space to that sacred, peaceful, centered connection that is so vital for leadership to embrace in a global conscious way. And so what a great story. I love that. The wonderful feminine aspect known as the intuitive side of leadership is one of those aspects, especially some of you might have followed astrology, but this is the Aquarian age that really embraces that. The second story that I want to share with you is a legendary BIPOC, Black Indigenous woman named Harriet Tubman. She is my all-time hero, otherwise known as Moses of the Underground Railroad during the United States Civil War era. She was the first to find a way to freedom, and she did that for herself first, and then she would come back and she helped countless, hundreds of other slaves back in that Civil War era and found a way to freedom for them. It was an immense undertaking that was all about going through the VUCA leadership, volatility, uncertainty, complexity, ambiguity. Yet she always managed to make time to connect daily to the quantum realm of inner peace, sanctuary, where she received guidance, intuitive promptings. She'd have to be adaptable so much depending on how people were trying to hunt her down and find her and kill her, because she was helping so many slaves to freedom. And she would, though, make sure that she would always have that time of prayer or of meditation, and be guided in a way that was what allowed her to do what she did. She taught also her fellow journeyers to believe in themselves, to take chances, to adapt and reach their full potential. She came up with innovative ideas when obstacles tried to shut her down. And at the expense of her own safety, many times, which is that vulnerability that we need to enter into, she gave others the opportunity to live a life of freedom. The leadership decisions that you can make today can and will impact many generations to come. So let us be architects of change in our pursuit of the next generation of women. Let us infuse the principles of quantum leadership into our strategies. And as we guide women to influence the next generation of leadership, let's embrace volatility, uncertainty, complexity, and ambiguity, and wield with grace, intuition, and intention that transforms these opportunities and these uncertainties into innovation and into creativity and into clarity and into a platform for pioneering fresh solutions that truly is for the well-being of all. Being aware when you enter into that victim mentality. Don't allow yourself to be in that lower vibration. Allow yourself to take a moment of breathing, shifting your mind to the frequency that needs to manifest solutions as leaders. And so we all have things that are difficult and need encouragement to keep pressing through, and having to go through pressured situations. And that's where you are not alone. You have a universal life that wants to be very much a part of helping and guiding you, and surrendering to that in your own daily practice, allowing yourself to receive the guidance, all of that. Quantum coherence, I will define that real quickly here. Quantum coherence is where the body's network shifts to a similar situation that's around it. So for instance, surrounded in water, actually bringing is another way of sensing, like when you allow yourself to open up. Or for another example would be like a baby that's swaddled in a blanket causes the baby to relax. So when you're in quantum coherence, you allow yourself to just be at ease. And you take that moment to clear your mind and allow yourself to be swaddled in a blanket of universal love that allows your body to relax, which then allows the thinking and the clarity to help you through those pressures and challenges. So I just wanted to say thank you for this time. I leave you with a final quote on leadership. If your actions inspire others to dream more, learn more, do more, and become more, you are a leader. So let's break free from those rigid structures. Let's embrace collaboration, navigate uncertainties of the future with confidence, not to be fearing the AI, artificial intelligence, but embracing those new concepts. And together, we can create a quantum shift in global leadership that transcends gender or any, empowering people to shine brightly in the ever-evolving cosmos of possibilities that paves the way for the next generation to navigate, shape, and thrive in quantum leadership. We have a beautiful world where we can enter into that, and love can be fully alive even in our workplace. Thank you for your time, and please let me know if you have any questions or comments. Many blessings. Thank you all.
Thank you so much, Inga, for the great presentation about the leadership and letting us know about the leadership qualities. And so you really got a very good questions on this topic. So Shruti, do you have a question from our audience for Inga address?
Yes, I do. Hi, Inga. That's a wonderful presentation all over.
Thank
So
you,
I
Sayu.
think our audience are, aligned to this topic very well. So the next question from one of the audience is: You informed resilience is crucial. How can leaders apply, apart from resilience, apply quantum concepts to build personal and organizational resilience? So the
What was
question.
the first? Yeah, the first part of that question I didn't hear. I'm sorry. It broke up.
It is kind of how can leaders apply quantum concepts to build personal and organizational resilience?
It really is a matter of having a personal practice and not pushing that aside, putting that on your calendar. You cannot exhibit or have that ability to be peaceful in those situations without truly seeking, going to the shadowlands of your own life, having those places where you can be able to um, be at ease, to release and forgive yourself for certain things that in your life you might not feel, to release perfectionism even. Perfectionism blocks us from being able to think freely. And as women, there's so much perfectionism that's been put on us, especially, well, everybody, really, men and women. But there is a sense of releasing, understanding, doing your own practice inside where you're able to surrender, to allow what's around you to interact with your inner being, so that you have to have those walks, whether it's walks in nature, whether it's you sitting in meditation, doing yoga, whatever that might be culturally for you, I deeply respect all different forms of that. And it really is not to be poo-pooed. That is the only way to be able to handle and find a deeper core and sense in those situations and be led intuitively. So I would love to coach and help somebody be able to actually do that in their life. Um, and again, every person is unique for what their situation is, but that, as a leader, you will bring an influence to your workplace that people will know that you are trustworthy, that you are solid, that you are, what your word is what you do, what you say. You are not putting on a show. You are what you live. And that has a lot of weight in any realm. And that realm then opens up for you to have clarity of thinking and be able to handle those pressured situations without taking it personally. We must release taking things personally and getting offended so easily. That is another aspect that's very real in these times where even online, people will make comments, and the ability to, like a water on a duck's back, let it roll off and release it, and understand that it has more to do, when a person speaks negatively, it has more to do with their state of being than it is with yours. And so understanding that that can't distract us. We have to let that roll off and be able to hear it for the big picture and enter into it with love that then has a way to overlook those criticisms. And so that's general, but hopefully that gives you a little bit more tasting of what realistically that looks like.
Yes, yes, that actually answered the question very well. Thank you so much, Inga, for your time here and sharing your valuable insights on this global platform, Win Ideas and Pro Summits Virtual Summit 2024 on the occasion of International Women's Week. So
Thank
we
you
wish
so
you
much.
all the very best, and please do join our other sessions too and inspire people. Thank you.
Will do. Thank
Thank
you.
you. Bye
Many
bye.
blessings to you all. Take care. Bye-bye.
Thank you so much. And ladies and gentlemen, that's Inger Andress with a powerful speech. Please reach out to her. And let's join our next session is Cassandra Reed. Please do join that session. Thank you.
Thank you.